Welcome back, dear children. Let's continue with Australia, a brief history. Many people from Europe came here and explored the interiors of Australia. They discovered the Murray and Darling rivers and settled in the heart of Australia. Please underline the important river of Australia are Murray and Darling rivers. There are two rivers which are the most important rivers of Australia. The discovery of gold in 1851 had caused the gold rush, and soon it had become a prosperous British colony. Please underline what is gold rush. Gold rush is when the gold was in abundance. Okay, gold was in abundance in Australia. At that time, what happened? People started rushing towards Australia in search of gold, which was called gold rush. Clear? And soon it had become a prosperous British colony. Trade unions, educational institutions and factories soon came up. Agriculture and mining prospered. Prospered means they started becoming rich. In 1901, after much struggle, Australia gained dominance status. This meant that the country was free but still was very close to Britain. The head of the country is the Queen of England. Please underline, the head of Australia is the Queen of England. That means though Australia was a free country, but it was under British. Australia developed further and immigrants from Europe, Great Britain, Greece and Italy arrived in 1950s and 1960s. Children, who are immigrants? Immigrants are those people who leave their country and come to a particular country. So people from Europe, Great Britain, Greece and Italy, they started arriving in Australia. Today, Australia's original inhabitants. What are the original inhabitants? The original people who belong to the native people who belong to Australia. They are called Aboriginal people. Who are Aboriginal people? They are the native people of Australia. What do you mean by native people? The natives, the people who belong to this land. They make up only 4%. So original inhabitants are only 4% of the population. The remaining population is from different parts of the world. So rest all population, whatever the population is, they are from the other parts of the world, the people who have arrived in Australia. The Australian society has members of a rich and multicultural mix. Right? Now, geographic fact. In 1902, Immigration Restriction Act established the White Australia policy, so only immigrants from white race could come to settle here. In 1970s, this act was abolished and Asians were allowed to immigrate to Australia and the Australian population grew. Now, political divisions. The Commonwealth of Australia comprises of 6 states and 2 union territories. Please underline. The Commonwealth of Australia comprises of 6 states and 2 union territories. The states and the capitals have been given in the table below. And this is very important. Please mark it important. Union Territory of Canberra. Western Australia, capital is Perth. Northern Territory, capital is Darwin. Queensland, capital is Brisbane. New South Wales, capital is Sydney. Victoria, capital is Melbourne. South Australia, capital is Adelaide. Tasmania is an island. Its capital is Hobart. Please refer to this map. Here Australia has been divided. This is the political divisions of Australia. We find Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria. We have Tasmania over here. Okay. Please go through this political divisions properly and learn it for the map. And please learn the capitals of these states. Next is important cities of Australia. Sydney, the capital of New South Wales, is the oldest and largest city in Australia. Please underline. Founded in 1788 as a British colony, today it is an important busy industrial centre and tourist spot. Please underline. Canberra serves as the next city is Canberra. Serves as the capital of Australia and the Union Territory of Canberra. It was designed by Walter Burke Griffin. Please underline. Its construction began in 1913. The city of Canberra is completely surrounded by the state of New South Wales. It has beautifully designed parks and gardens. The Sydney Opera House, with its sail-shaped concrete roofs, and the Sydney Harbour Bridge are the most well-known symbols of Australia. Please underline Sydney Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge. These are the well-known symbols of Australia. Its location around Port Jackson, please underline this place, a huge natural bay attracts many tourists and local visitors. Please see, you can see this picture. This is Sydney Opera House. Next important city is Melbourne. Melbourne is the second largest city in Australia. It was founded by John Balmain, please underline, a farmer, in 1835. The discovery of gold in 1851 caused many people to come to Melbourne, leading to sharp increase in population. So when this gold was discovered in Australia, people from, as we learned, that people from all over the world, they started rushing into Australia. So many people, they came to Melbourne and there was increase in the population of this place. Melbourne is now a leading seaport and an important center of commerce and industry. Next is people. The total population of Australia is approximately 20 million. Please underline. The original inhabitants were the Aboriginals. So if when you are asked what were the original inhabitants of Australia called, they were called Aboriginals. Please underline, this is very important. When the Europeans arrived in the late 18th century, the peaceful lives of the Aborigines. I repeat again, when the Europeans arrived in the late 18th century, the peaceful lives of the Aborigines was disturbed and many changes took place in the environment and social setup of the island continent of Australia. Obviously, when the outsiders come to your place, your life really gets disturbed. In 1642-43, a Dutchman named Abel Tasman sailed around Australia without seeing its shore. He landed on a nearby island and he named it Van Diemen's Land. Please underline. This is the name of an island. He named that island Van Diemen's Land. The name was later changed to Tasmania. So, Van Diemen's Land is the old name of Tasmania. In 1770, Captain James Cook, a British explorer, sailed into an Australian inlet. He had discovered Australia, an island with strange and unique flora and fauna. You remember what is flora and fauna? This refers to animals and vegetation. Hence, he called it Botany Bay. Please underline. Why did he call it Botany Bay? Because he found varieties of animals and plants in Australia. Now children, this is the distribution of population in Australia shown in the map. You'll find this light colored, you'll find under 1 persons per square kilometer, and this orange part shows population between 1 to 10, and the red one here the maximum the concentrated population. You'll find the maximum population in the red regions. Between the population is you'll find 10 to 50 persons per square kilometer in these areas. Next is, in 1788, Australia was a British territory. In the meantime, many people from Europe came here and explored the interiors. They came to the central part of Australia. The gold rush in 1851 caused many people to arrive in Australia. It had become a prosperous British colony. Prosperous means which had progressed a lot. Australia soon had its 6 colonies all under the British sovereign. So it had 6 colonies and all were under British. Today Australia has a mixed population of Aboriginals, English, Irish, Central and Eastern Europeans, Chinese, Indo-Chinese, Indians and Indonesians. You'll find these people, okay, people belonging to these places, or you find these people, mixture of these people found in, or the population of, the mixture of such population, mixture of the population consists of such people in Australia. Australia has a density of less than 3 persons per square kilometer. This is the lowest amongst all continents. Please underline, density of less than 3 persons per square kilometer. And the interior regions called the outback. Please underline, what is outback? The interior regions are also called outback. Coming to the definition, the vast remote interior of Australia. Okay, outback is the vast remote interior of Australia. As per the definition, you can learn this much. The term outback is generally used to refer to locations that are comparatively more remote than those areas named the bush, which colloquially can refer to any lands outside the main urban areas. So just learn this much only. What is outback? It's a vast remote interior of Australia. Next, so outback are very thinly populated. What is thinly populated? You'll find very less population in the outback. This is the interior part of Australia. Most of the population is found along the coast. You'll find, to refer to this map, you'll find the population is at the coast. Coast is an area which is near to the sea. Okay, so especially along the southeast, approximately 60% of the population is concentrated in and around the mainland state capitals of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth and Adelaide. So these are major places where you'll find a lot of population. Due to the low and erratic rainfall over most of the outback and infertile soils, inland Australia has relatively sparse population. Sparse means less population. What are the reasons for less population in the interior of Australia? Low and erratic rainfall and infertile soil. More than 90% of Australians live in urban areas on the coast. So, major population resides on the coast. So, children, first you come to the we'll study up till here. Okay, let's do the question answers related to this up till this part, whatever we have studied. So we have this question, define outback. So this is on page number 141 if I'm right. Now define outback, children, please correct. This is also on page number 134, page number 134, and write this answer from the definitions. 4J part. Outback is the vast remote interior of Australia.